What's going on, everyone? I am the Kilted Cajun. Welcome back to my channel. And in this wonderful little video, we need to feel sorry for none other than Seth Rogen, whatever the hell you pronounce his name, because we're hurting his feelings. Now, this article strangely coincides about the day after the release of the trailer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Coincidence? Maybe, perhaps, who knows? It's just one of those little happy coincidences we run into nowadays. Seth Rogen gets brutally honest about negative reviews. Film critics should know how much it hurts. Oh, boo hoo, Seth. Seth Rogen got brutal. Rogen. How the hell do you pronounce his name? I know Joe Rogan, but Seth Rogen, whatever. Got brutally honest about film critics during a discussion about mental health and self-doubt. Oh, we're going to go into some of that in a little bit. The opinions seem to change depending on who's criticizing you and what's being criticized. The comedian told Stephen Bartlett that negative reviews from critics hurt everyone very much. Here's a quote. I think if most critics knew how much it hurts people that made the things that they are writing about, they would second guess the way they write these things. No, they wouldn't. Criticism helps you improve. It helps you get better. If negative reviews send you into a catatonic state, well then you're probably not made for the industry. I mean, it sucks, sure, but grow thicker skin. I'm sorry. They would second guess the way they feel, the way they write these things, Rogen said. It's devastating. I know people who have never recovered from it honestly a year, decades after being hurt by film reviews. It's words. I'm Gen X. I grew up with sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I didn't get a trophy for showing up. I was picked on. I was outright ridiculed. Hell, I was bullied. I was bullied. I was bullied in high school. It was so sad. It honestly, today, you have to come up with something very inventive to hurt my feelings because you're not going to accomplish it. I mean, I've been through so many. Hell, I have some of my best friends will do a better job insulting me than anyone else could possibly attempt. But I digress. It is devastating when you are being institutionally told that your personal expression was bad. Work on your personal expression. It's one thing if it's bad, work to improve it. Listen to the criticism. Most of it will be constructive. Every once in a while you'll get the slag troll that'll sit there and that'll tell you to delete yourself. Those people you just go, I'm not going to listen to you. Or they make fun of your weight or your hair or how you dress or whatnot. Those are the people you don't pay attention to you. They'll make fun of your religion, your personal preferences in bed, your relationships. Again, those are the people you don't listen to. They're narcissistic trolls who are simply trying to get under your skin to get their little endorphin rush, their little hit of dopamine during the day because you reacted, because they affected you. Those people are morons. Listen to the constructive criticism. Hey, this is kind of terrible because this writing, that writing, this example, that example, whatever. You go, okay. Instead, let's read a little bit more of the article before I get into it. It's very personal. It is devastating when you are being institutionally... Oh, I already read all that crap. And that's something that people carry with them literally their entire lives. And I get why. It fucking sucks. You know what? That is true. It sucks. And you do carry it with you your entire life. Because I've carried all the things that have been said to me. I've carried it all, and I've used it to help me be a better person, to improve on my life. But you, Seth Rogen, all you like to do is call people little bitty names. How about this? Pissed off tens of thousands of white supremacists. This is your answer to criticism from Santa Inc. Now, what about those feelings? It's a pretty strong claim to shove out at people, you know, the probable thing to throw around. Oh, some people had things to say about Santa Inc. Oh, it's a bunch of white supremacists, a bunch of anti-Semites, whatever. That is your answer to criticism. It's a bit ridiculous if you ask me. Let's continue the article. Bartlett brought up Michael Gondry's 2011 superhero comedy, The Green Hornet, which starred Rogen as the eponymous hero opposite Jay Chow and Cameron Diaz. The film bombed with critics earning 44%. That's not a okay. 44% critics on Rotten Tomatoes. What did the audience think about this? Let's check it out. The Green Hornet. We do this live. Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think the audience score is going to be? Because most people don't pay attention. Ooh, 43, so about the same. So it was just a bad comedy. It was a bad show. People didn't like it. Roger Ebert gave Green Hornet 1 star and called it an almost unendurable demonstration of a movie with nothing to be about, while The Guardian's Pan said that almost everything about the film is disappointing. Okay, so why don't you work on that and get better? I'm repeating myself. For Green Hornet, the reviews were coming out and it was pretty bad because people hated it. Yep, people are taking joy in disliking it a lot. Back in 2011, I don't know. But it opened to like 35 million, which was the biggest opening weekend I'd ever been associated with at that point. Okay. And probably fell off a cliff the next weekend. It did pretty well. That's why it's nice sometimes. You can grasp for some sense of success at times. Yep. People didn't like it. They wanted to see what the critics had to say about it, so they went out and found out for themselves, which is usually what happens. Unfortunately, the audience agreed with the critics. Rogen said it was more painful to endure the negative reviews for his infamous 2014 comedy The Interview because, quote, people were taking joy in talking shit about it and questioning the types of people that would want to make a movie like that. I watched The Interview. It was a fun stupid, but it was a stupid movie. But it was a fun stupid. So again, professional critics, don't listen to them. But again, we'll go back to this. Anytime somebody criticizes the work that you make, you want to call them names like racist, bigot, misogynist, sexist, white supremacist. So your words are falling on deaf ears, Seth. It was more painful. That felt more personal. Green Hornet felt like I had fallen victim to a big fancy thing. That was not so much a creative failure on our part, yes it was, but a conceptual failure. That's part of the creative process. Concept is part of the creative process. The Interview, people treated us like we creatively failed, and that sucked. Rogen said he used to deal with negative reviews by treating himself to a nice dinner and heading out to the beach house. He added, oh my God, heading out to the beach house. This is another reason why people will never feel sorry for people like this. You have the kind of money to have a beach house. I'm going to go out for a nice steak dinner and then go hang out at the beach house and wipe my ass with $100 bill. This pretentious attitude that you think you are on the same level as your regular average person is just mind-boggling at best. No one is concerned about your precious little feelings in situations like this. You took the story of Santa Claus and pretty much made a really shitty comedy with it, with bad jokes. Pretty much, shitting on Christmas, shitting on white people, shitting on religion, and it was received poorly, extremely poorly. It's a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and there aren't enough critics that give a fuck about it for it to even register a score. And because of that, you call people names instead of taking that constructive criticism. Now, I'm sure there were some trolls in there calling you names based on your religion, Seth, but no, Santa Inc. was just bad. That's another funny thing about making movies. Life goes on, the comedian said. I use that term usually. You used to be a comedian. Stick to your stoner stuff. You can be making another movie as your current movie is bombing. which is a funny thing. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. You still make all kinds of millions of dollars. Almost like the criticism just doesn't mean anything. You just keep making another movie. Hollywood gives you all kinds of money. You pay your cast, your producers, your whatever. You are the producer. Fucking hell. You pay the actors and actresses, all the effects and everything. You release it to the general public. You make a percentage. You move on to the next one. Hmm. You know things will be okay. You're already working. If the fear is the movie bombs and you won't get hired again, well, you don't have to worry about it. Wait, what? But it's an emotional conundrum at times. Let me read that again. You can be making another movie as your current movie is bombing, which is a funny thing, it's bittersweet. You know things will be okay. You're already working. If the fear is the movie bombs and you won't get hired again, well, you don't have to worry about it. How can you not be worried? This is another problem with Hollywood. They don't care if a movie bombs. It's like, oh, I got money. I'll just make another terrible movie. What is it going to take for Hollywood to start actually, I don't know, caring what the audience thinks? I guess we just like sheep continue to go to the movies and give them money over and over again. Maybe we should try to be more selective in the movies that we sit down and watch. I'm trying to think of something better word for it. I've become more and more selective in the things that I watch, the things that I give my money to. Rogen most recently earned glowing reviews for Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans, which is Oscar nominated for Best Picture. I'm going to have to check this out. Let's go ahead and copy that. Boom. We do this live. The actor next lends his voice to Donkey Kong. Cool, you're a voice. Super Mario Brothers movie, that is going to make a lot of money. The hands down. There is such a massive audience for Super Mario Brothers movies, for Super Mario Brothers in general, from younger generations to my generation. Definitely, millions of people in my generation are going to see this movie because that's what we grew up on, hands down. Hell, I'm. Oh, and Bebop and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. He is also executive producer on Mutant Mayhem. Does he have anything to do with the writing? If he doesn't have anything to do with the writing, I need to do more look on that. But do you feel sorry for Seth Rogen? Do you agree with him that maybe reviewers are too mean or too obnoxious, or maybe, we want to tell Seth to go shove it? Personally, I think he should just go shove it. Write better shit and you will get better reviews. But let me know what you think. Thank you for making it this far. I'm going to go see what this other movie that's supposed to be Oscar nominated for, and see you in the comments.